Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening show today. And in this part of the Cricket Happening show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to analyze the second 2020 international, which is going to be played between Pakistan and Sri Lanka on the same ground where Sri Lanka had a winning start to their campaign by beating Pakistan in the first match by 37 runs. So I will just do a brief preview of the match that is coming up tomorrow. And then I will also review some ICC news coming in, as it came in yesterday actually, where what ICC is planning is they are planning to have two bouncers and overs in limited overs internationals. I would do a brief study on that and give my opinion on whether two bouncers are something that ICC should be doing. And also they are also planning to scrap the bowling power play which was there, so we'll talk about that. And then the tour match which is happening, as West Indies have one more test match to go, and the tour match which is happening with Leicester, where West Indies in my opinion have not put up a good show, even though their score reached 150 for 3 at stumps on day one against Leicestershire, which doesn't have any big England names there. I thought West Indies could have put up a much better performance, so we'll be talking about that. But first and foremost, let me preview the second 2020 international, which is going to be played between Sri Lanka and Pakistan tomorrow at the same ground at Hambantota, where Pakistan lost the match by 37 runs. Now, one thing which would be absolutely good for Sri Lanka is that I'm told that Monday is going to be a public holiday in Sri Lanka. So you can expect the crowd support to really sway in favor of Sri Lanka, because there will be a lot of home support. Being a public holiday on Monday, we'll have crowds flocking to the ground at Hambantota, and Sri Lanka would be the ones, and they are already they are already one up. They have already beaten Pakistan, got a winning start there. So I'm sure they have their tails up there. So looking at that, Sri Lanka probably have nothing to worry. They would be going with all guns blazing. But as far as Pakistan are concerned, what are they going to do? Mohammad Hafiz, the captain, would like to change the script here, because what happened was, individually it was his first test as captain. He lost the test match, so that was not a start what a debut captain would have expected. As you know, there was George Bailey, who was the captain of the Australian team when India were playing in the 2020, and he got a victory under his belt, and so that would have given him lots of confidence. But on the other hand, if you look at Mohammad Hafiz, he would have been a bit crestfallen after losing by 37 runs, and Pakistan not putting up a very good show as far as the bat is concerned. That's what Mohammad Hafiz had to say in his press conference. And Mohammad Hafiz also himself let down to the bat by hitting the first ball itself to point. So Mohammad Hafiz would be really having some nerves when he actually faces the first ball of the innings. And Ahmed Shehzad was looking good the other day. He was running out of partners. He didn't get much support. Probably if it had got some partners, Ahmed Shehzad could have done well. The big names failed. Umar Akmal couldn't contribute much. Shoaib Malik didn't do it. Shahid Afridi failed. So they would all like to perform. Now, what is going to be interesting is Shakil Ansar, the wicketkeeper batsman who played, whether he is going to be how he is going to play, because that was his first match. He backed the golden duck, getting out of the very next delivery. Mohammad Hafiz was out, so that is going to be interesting to see how Shakil Ansar really shapes up. And then they have Khalid Latif. Khalid Latif was at sea against the Sri Lankan bowling, so whether he can really get it right this time. Sohail Tanvir was absolutely superb, as I said, and Sri Lanka would be very closely watching Sohail Tanvir, because he was the man who really went through the top order, and he dismissed all the three very experienced batsmen, Jayawardene, Tilakatni Dilshan and Kumar Sangakkara. So he would be absolutely buoyed up by what happened. Mohammad Sami didn't have a good game on his comeback. So there were some news going on whether Yasir Arafat was done very well on English county scene, would get a chance. In my opinion, I think Yasir Arafat, with his experience in the English county cricket scene, was done very well over there, should be given an opportunity. Umar Gul, oh, he had an absolute off day on the other day, whether he gets it right. And I'm sure he will get it right. There is no doubt about it, because Umar Gul is such an experienced bowler. Saeed Ajmal, as usual, spins well, and it's not easy to pick him up. Now, for Sri Lanka, as I said, everything they have everything to play for. Maile Jayawardene has been leading the team very well. Dilshan, none of the batsmen in Sri Lanka really scored, but this would be opportunity for. It couldn't happen once again where Maile Jayawardene, Tilakendra Dilshan and Sangakkara are just dismissed within a span of 20-30 runs. It wouldn't happen once again for sure. And Dinesh Chandimal is one of those talented batsmen. And as I said, tomorrow it's a holiday crowd here in Sri Lanka in Hambantota. And Angelo Matthews, well, he did very well. He's an all-rounder, so he did very well with the ball. And Thisara Pereira was the man who did all the scoring there. Lahiru Thiramani did well on his debut. Nuwan Kulashekara was the one who took the breakthrough. He would like to perform in the same vein. Kaushal Lokuarachi was impressive. Sachitra Senanaike. Now, what would be very important to see is when the other time Sri Lanka were defending less runs, but I thought that would have given them a lots of confidence, saying that when they could defend a score of 132, well, even if they are going to Pakistan are going to put more runs on the board. Sri Lanka are going to put more runs on the board. The spinners would have the luxury of bowling to the Pakistani batsmen. And Lasith Malinga, well, what to say about Lasith Malinga? One of those real war horses for Sri Lanka, and always strikes big. So he's also there. So that is the short preview of the match. As I said, looks like Sri Lanka have everything loaded in their favor. Their victory, public holiday, the support, crowd support, fully for Sri Lanka. I think we should have a very good game here in Hambantota as far as the second 2020 international is concerned. So that is that's only 2020 international which is going to be played, and after that we will be shifting over to the one-day international series. The first one-day international starts at Palakkele on 7th of June. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to review something as I promised. ICC are pondering whether there's a recommendation which has come, and they are pondering whether 2 bouncers should be allowed in a one-day international. Now again, this is something for you all, dear friends and subscribers. I would like to know your views too before ICC comes up with the final say on that. Let's discuss things, and let's find out what we have to say. Like what I feel about as far as the 2 bouncers rule are concerned is something I don't really. I definitely agree with it, because now what has happened is, as far as one-day internationals are concerned, it's more tilted towards the batsman, with the batsman using heavy bats. It's very easy to really get lots of runs in ODIs. We have seen how in the Indian Premier League they were playing. They had lots of runs coming in 2020 overs. They were hitting 200 runs in 2020 overs internationals. So now, if that is going to be the case, I think it is slowly tilted. It's absolutely tilted in favor of the batsman. So I think this ICC ruling would be accepted by me if ICC comes and says that in one-day internationals we should have 2 bouncers. I really don't grudge that, because that is something which will give an equal chance for the bowlers, because the batsman, once one bouncer is bowled, he knows there's not going to be any other bouncers being bowled. So what this will do is, this will keep the batsman really guessing, when is the bowler going to bowl the next bouncer. So I think I would really agree with this particular recommendation that is coming from the ICC, saying that they are going to see whether they can have 2 bouncers an over in one-day internationals. And so this is what my take is. So, and as far as the one more issue which is concerned, which is going to be recommended, is going to be the bowling power play. As you know, the bowling power play was experimented in the World Cup too. Now, bowling power play is something, after the first 10 mandatory overs of power play, the bowling captain, the bowling captain has the prerogative to go and say that he will bowl the next 5. They will bowl the next 5 overs, and then you'll have 5 people outside the circle. But now what is going to happen, what ICC thinks, after seeing that how things have really panned out. As you know, it was an experimentation that ICC were doing, but now they probably feel that it's time to scrap off the bowling power play, and reduce the number of fielders from 5 to 4. Now the other thing that they are going to do, but what is going to be remaining, the batting power play is going to remain, and these batting power plays are to be 2 5-over power plays. This are to be taken between the 16th and the 40th over. That would be the batting power play, as you know. So whether this bowling power play is to be removed. Now what I would really think as a cricketer is bowling power play, in my opinion. Well, it was going on well. I thought I'm not so agreeable to it. I thought it was good. Like we had the batting power, we had first 10 mandatory overs, then we had the bowling power play, which was really good because this also gave the bowling captain a chance, because when in the first 10 overs, what happens is the fielders are inside the circle. It's always easy to go over the top for the batsmen, especially the openers and the other batsmen. But the bowling power play, I thought, was really having a good balance. But probably now ICC are thinking of actually scrapping the power play. Now these are two things that I would like to talk to you and discuss with you, dear subscribers and friends. I would like to know your opinion about what you feel, whether there's going to be a balance between the bat and the ball. Well, we are just discussing. The ICC has just made a recommendation right now, and whether whether it is not yet finalized. So before ICC finalizes it, why don't we discuss this and see what each has to say about this particular aspect, which is coming up in the ICC shortly. Okay, now let's turn the attention here. As I was telling, West Indies have one more, the third test match to come up against England. England already, they are already one up in the series, as you know. I mean, they have already won the series. In fact, they have a winning lead of 2-0. Well, West Indians today took on Leicestershire before that match. Now, if you look at the Leicestershire attack, the names are not something one would have heard about. There are Malik, Joseph, Thakur, Taylor, but Malik was the man who actually took the wickets. In fact, West Indies were really they lost 2 wickets pretty early. The openers, Kieran Powell and Kirk Edwards was out for a duck. So that was not good news for Kirk Edwards, because Kirk Edwards, as you know, in the test matches he was really struggling. So probably Kirk Edwards will really work hard probably in the second innings. Adrian Bharati is not there, not out on 53 with 4 boundaries, and Darren Bravo was out for 66 with 10 fours and 1 6. AB Fudadin is not out on 7. And West Indies, I thought, could have finished with a much better score, considering the line of attack, considering the quality of the attack that the Leicestershire team has. If you look at it, I thought West Indies could have put up a much better show here. Anyways, they were 150 for 3 at close of play on the first day's play between West Indies and Leicestershire, which was played at Grace Road in Leicester. And other than that, I don't have anything else to share, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. So I've again given you some food for thought here as far as the ICC recommendations is concerned about the bowling power play being scrapped and 2 bouncers being introduced in the 50 overs one-day international version, which would give the bowlers a fair chance. So I would like to know your take on that, dear fans, friends, and subscribers, as you normally responded to my previous one. As you know, I was talking about 11 people getting out. Probably not a very I wouldn't say it was a very great response, but it was a very modest response. But I think as far as this is concerned, anyone who is watching my Cricket Happening show, I would really urge anyone who is watching my Cricket Happening show to come up with your comments and suggestions. I know that is what really makes it fun to have this Cricket Happening show with you. So I'm sure you guys would really respond to this. Thanks for your company, and thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram, signing off for the day today. Thank you.